Hey guys, welcome to the Ambassador of Healing. So glad you're here today. We have awesome information to bring to the table today, and that is about what do I need to admire someone. This is a topic that a lot of us don't sit around and just write about or think about. We just sort of do it passively in the backs of our minds, like, I like them, I don't like them, or oh, this feels good, or that doesn't feel good, or whatever's going through your mind. But I really love this idea of having a practice of noticing what do I admire in someone. The great part about that is that when we notice what we admire in someone else, it's very easy to notice about those traits in ourselves. And when we start to notice those traits in ourselves, we start to recognize them more often. We start to have confidence around them. We start to see these traits as part of our identity, and it becomes very easy to see it in others. So then we're just this vibe playing field of, oh, I have this trait, they have that trait. Oh, this person is emulating the things that I admire. I want to get to know them better. I want to tell them, oh, hey, I really love your level of honesty. That's one of the things that I think is my top thing that I admire in someone is honesty. And I don't mind sharing that. I just am like so big on truth speaking, and I feel like it's so powerful. I don't feel like it's powerful. I know it's powerful. And my entire mission and ministry is built on truth. The truth that I know, the truth that I love, wisdom, that information that I could bring to impact and make the lives of others better, more powerful, stronger, more soulful. And honesty and truth speaking is just, that's everything to me outside of love and my divine resource, my God that I'm connected to at all times. Honesty and truth speaking is where it's at, my friend. So that's something I truly admire in others, and it's something that I emulate myself. It's something that I'm very committed to in life, in helping bring out the radiance in others, and to be my most radiant self. Honest and truth is where it's at. So that's number one today. I hope you guys are thinking about this and how that is, impacting your relationships, what your values are, what you admire in someone, because this is really powerful in your relationship with yourself and your relationship with others. The next one I have listed is communication, because I feel like honesty and truth go hand in hand with communication. So we really can't have too much honesty and truth if we're not communicating that with each other. And I hope that we are welcoming feedback. I hope that we are open to communication in our lives so that we can grow together, because I really admire that in someone. I really admire just speaking the truth and doing it with excellent communication. And that leads me right into emotional intelligence. While we're having these conversations, speaking honestly, speaking our truth with grace, with our communication, all things we admire, we then have emotional intelligence. And with that emotional intelligence, we're able to convey messages, we're able to communicate things that sometimes can be challenging and triggering for people and can get messy. When we have emotional intelligence, we're able to keep our emotions between the lines. We're able to feel our emotions. We're able to speak about our emotions. And we're also just not blocking the ability for someone else to get connected with us, and for us to have deeper connections, and for us to build relationships and admiration within that space. So emotional intelligence is so powerful on our list of things that we admire and value about ourselves and others. The next one I have is empathy. I truly value empathy. I mean, to me, there is nothing like showing up in a conversation with somebody, maybe having something a little bit difficult to discuss. Maybe it's not the bread and butter of the day. Maybe it's like the difficult, gritty thing that we need to dive into. And someone that has empathy, that could really feel your position in the moment and emotionally and intelligently communicate with honesty, like that is the beauty. Perfect, pristine package of just being in relationship, admiring someone. Like, think about the last person that you really admire and like what were the qualities that they have. Honesty and truth speaking, communication, emotional intelligence, empathy. Empathy is huge. I like to put myself in a situation where I can understand where somebody's coming from, where I can feel what they might be experiencing that they're not even saying. And that can help ask the right questions, help them deepen in the moment, have patience with whatever is happening in that space that we're holding for them, where they are communicating what's going on, so that we can all deepen our relationships, we can all have admiration, we can all understand where the other person's coming from. Another huge one for me is accountability. Accountability is the glue that holds everything together. I feel like empathy is the icing on the cake, and then accountability is like in a whole other chapter of its own. Like, that is the glue that holds things together, because we can feel everyone and we can understand, we can have emotional intelligence, we can communicate, we can talk about truth at whatever level we're talking. But if we don't have equal playing fields of accountability, then somebody's always going to be to blame, aren't they? And we're really not going to be able to dig down and understand, okay, well, this is how I can show up next time. This is how I can be in this moment. This is how I can just take note of what part did I play? What part have I played? What am I not seeing that I might need to see about what's being said right now? That's true accountability, and I favor that in the most amazing way. Accountability is where it's at. I would rather take responsibility and then have to buffer it with, maybe I, need to look at this a little bit differently. Maybe I wasn't fully responsible, than to go the other way and like, oh, that's not me, can't deal with it, whatever, I'm out of here. Like, I feel like accountability is super powerful. So I hope if you have the chance and you've been in a situation recently where someone has brought something up or said something, maybe it didn't land right, maybe it wasn't communicated with any empathy, maybe it wasn't communicated with emotional intelligence, but maybe there's some accountability that you can take that can help to move this situation along and get to a place of deeper honesty, deeper communication, and doing it in a way that it's smart. So encouraging you there, because I know sometimes it's really easy to be like, oh, I don't think so, so I'm just really encouraging you in that place of accountability. It's the glue. So if there's some other things that aren't really going well in a relationship, in a conversation, in something in a professional environment where we need to rise to the occasion. We don't have to be admired by everybody, and we certainly don't need to admire everyone, but putting ourselves in a position to notice, are we carrying the qualities that we want to see in others, and then practicing that. So moving on, generosity. This is such a cool one, and I love this one. I feel like generosity is huge. Generosity when it comes to like intellectual property, generosity with wisdom, generosity with love, generosity with finances, generosity just in a person, period. Somebody that selflessly gives, somebody that selflessly shows up and says, I'm just in this to win it. I want to bring what I have to this table, and I want to share, and I know that my world's abundant and I don't need to hold back, and of course I can use my discernment, but I truly am generous, and that's such a wonderful, admirable gift. And I just bless all of those here today that are coming forth with generosity, because we don't have to be generous. And a lot of times we have so many admirable qualities, or but I just love generosity. Those people that sow into us, like expecting nothing, just showing up and saying, you know what, yeah, of course I want someone to sow in, But I'm sewing in because I know whatever I put out there is going to come back to me. It's not necessarily going to come back to me from the person I'm giving it to, but I'm here giving selflessly, generously, my heart, my gifts, my skills, my wisdom, my blessings, whatever it is that I have to give. So I love that. I admire that in someone, and I find that to be a very admirable trait that I value. Encouragement, that's another one. Just being encouraging, being consistent, somebody that shows up, that you expect is going to be there, and they're there. To me, that's admirable. I can count on you. I know you're coming from a place of love consistently. When we have to have a conversation and be honest and true and communicate, and we have emotional intelligence and empathy and generosity, we have all these things. Consistency is such a big one, being able to know faithfully that I can count on somebody. That is so big for me. And I love that. And I want to be that person at all times. And I honestly want to be called out if I'm not being accountable, consistent, whatever it is that is not showing up. I want to be that because I want to be able to be a place to land for other people and space where others can feel comfortable and share. And then there's reciprocity, and that we're all here for each other. We're all one. We're all givers and takers. So this is a big deal. This is huge for me, this next one. Curiosity and growth-mindedness. Oh my gosh. I know mindedness is not a word, but sometimes we have to just embellish those things that we feel strongly about. When I am with other people, the ones that are the most curious and the most growth-minded and are able to have conversations creatively and think creatively, those are the people that I gravitate towards the most. I feel like a lot of these things are fundamental, and then you move up the ladder and you start finding curiosity and growth-minded. That is turning my key. Yes, we're on the same page. Let's talk about growth. Let's talk about curiosity. Let's talk about possibility, Yeah, it's reminding me of a song I know, and I'm not going to sing it right now, but it's kind of funny. But anyway, just a few more that I wrote down here that are fun. I really love somebody and admire somebody that's brave. I feel like if you are brave and confident, to me, it's just you have won half the battle. So encouraging all my friends out here that if you're knocking out this list and you're honest and you're trustworthy, communicating, emotionally intelligent, accountable, empathetic, you're generous, you're encouraging, and you're curious and growth-minded, when you throw bravery and confidence on top of that, you're literally walking with the whole package, my friend. So definitely pull that in because that's just going to help everything else. Moving up the ladder to team collaborator, I love a collaborative mindset. It's going right along with curiosity and growth-minded for me. But when you expand and you're taking it further, these gifts, talents, businesses, life, ideas, creatives, whatever in the world you're taking, team collaborator, that to me is we're going next level. You're not just brave and confident, you're collaborating now, you're part of this team, you want the best for the whole, you really have the intentions for the greater good, and that to me is fire, my friend. And the last one I put down here is empire building. I just get on fire and admire those people around me that are empire builders. And it might be in the world of philanthropy, it might be volunteering, giving, building to help others and grow communities and love and share and heal. That's my heart melting fully, truly, authentically. And the empire builders that are out here that are growing businesses and companies like I've done and are just taking over the world and also giving back as a part of that wealth and a part of that blessing, generously giving and loving and making their work, their love to be able to give to others. So yeah, these are the things that I really admire in someone, and I just feel like you have a lot of those traits. I feel like it's really cool to be able to look around and see those traits in ourselves and see those traits in others that we love and care about, in the relationships that we're building, in the partnerships that we're building. Maybe take a few minutes today and write down the things that you admire. Think about the last person that you met with, that you talked to, that you're like, oh my gosh, you know what? I really admire this or that about them. And just start taking note. What do I value in my relationships? And take those notes for yourself, because you'll start seeing those traits in yourself, and then you'll start seeing them everywhere. The reticular activating system will be going off with these beautiful, wonderful, admirable traits and values just showing up all around you in your life and filling you and fueling you. So that's what I wish for you, my friend. And I hope your day is blessed. And I hope you're feeling admired. And I hope you're admiring. Have a good one. See you soon.